Many believers will never know Jesus. To many believers he will say, "Go away, I never knew you." The reason for that being is that they are carnal people. They are not spiritual people. They have never come into a true relationship with Jesus Christ. Their faith consists of their knowledge of the Scriptures, their relationship with other so-called believers, but they have no relationship with Jesus Christ. They have no prayer life. Jesus said, "My sheep know my voice, and they listen to me. They follow me." If we do not have the Spirit of Christ, we will not hear him. We will not listen to him. Jesus has said to the Samaritan woman, I read from John chapter 4, verse 23. He said, "But an hour is coming, and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For such people the Father seeks to be his worshippers. God is spirit, and those who worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth." If you want to follow Jesus Christ, you need the Holy Spirit. And many believers reject the Holy Spirit. They embrace the Scriptures who talk about the Holy Spirit, and those who have gone before who were led by the Spirit of God. But they themselves reject the Holy Spirit. They say, "Is it not an evil spirit that is speaking to you?" If you know the voice of Jesus, then you will know who's speaking to you. Dear friends, the only way that we can come into a close relationship with Jesus is when we have the Holy Spirit of God in us. Because those who are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. The Holy Spirit will guide us into all truth. We read the words of Jesus in John 14, verse 26. He said, "But the Helper, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all things and will bring you into remembrance of what I said." Dear friends, if we do not have the Holy Spirit, we cannot be in communion with God. We need the Holy Spirit of God because God is Spirit. The Holy Spirit is the Spirit of God. Jesus said, "He who has my words," I read from John chapter 14. He said, verse 21, "He who has my commandments and keeps them, he it is who loves me, and he who loves me shall be loved by my Father, and I will love him, and I will disclose myself to him." Dear friends, if we keep the words of Jesus, then he will reveal himself to us. His Spirit will become real to us. And then Jesus himself is real to us. He brings us into a relationship with God who is Spirit. God is Spirit. And if you refuse the Spirit of God, you refuse God. The reason why Jesus came was to unite us with God the Father. If you reject the Holy Spirit, you reject God. People embrace the Bible. They embrace their doctrines, their churches, but they've got no relationship with Jesus. Have you got a relationship with Jesus? Or does your faith hang on your knowledge of the Bible? When you close your eyes, dear friend, on this side, then life is over. There are no Bibles on the other side. Either you know Jesus, either you are one spirit with him, or he will say to you, go away, I never knew you. As Jesus said, John 16, verse 13, but when he, the Spirit of truth, comes, he will guide you into all the truth. For he will not speak on his own initiative, but whatever he hears he will speak, and he will disclose to you what is to come. He shall glorify me, and he shall take of mine, and he shall disclose it to you. Dear friends, if you do not have the Holy Spirit, you do not have Jesus, and you do not have God, because we are the temple of the Holy Spirit. And if you refuse the entry of that Spirit, the Spirit of God into you, you have no communion with him, no relationship with him whatsoever. Do you know the voice of the Holy Spirit? Do you worship in spirit and in truth? Or are you worried some other spirit will speak to you? Because, dear friend, if you do not know the voice of the Holy Spirit, you do not know Jesus, you do not know God. And you are certainly not born again. We need to have the Spirit of God. Do not refuse the Spirit of God. Humble yourself before Jesus. Go on your knees and pray and pray and pray and pray until you are touched by the Spirit of God, until the Spirit of God fills you. Dear friend, if you're not filled with the Holy Spirit of God, you have no communion with God. Do not reject or refuse the Holy Spirit, because it is God himself. May Jesus bless you.